Hey everyone, welcome to Godlike episode 4, IGN's one and really only Smite podcast.
Last time we checked.
I like how you say really, like there's someone
really.
lurking in the shadows doing their own
It's
Godlike.
Smite number 1 and number 2.
We're technically the best and worst Smite podcast on IGN.
Yeah, that's true.
That's depressing.
No one can deny either of those statements.
Technically correct is
This,
the best kind.
this is episode 4, so we've made it this far. Let's keep it rolling until the wheels fall off.
Yeah.
So, episode 4, it's going to be kind of a quick one today, but we have a lot to get through anyway.
Sure do.
Got a lot of stuff to give away. Kyle, you want to handle that?
Yeah, so we're giving away two things. We're going to be giving away an Xbox One alpha code, which is obviously access to the Smite alpha on Xbox One, which is...
And that was generously provided?
Yes, that was generously given to us by Logan Spear, who's really excited about us giving it away.
Thanks, Logan Spear.
Yeah, thank you. And we're also going to be giving away a God Pack for PC.
Rad.
Should I just launch right into the questions?
You want to just get out of the way?
Just put them out there right
Yeah,
now?
let's do
Yeah, I
it.
think so. So the first one, this one is for the alpha code. So if you send in expecting the God Pack, this is for the alpha code. Okay.
So this question is just for the Xbox One alpha codes.
Yes, it is.
Actually, I have 2 as well.
So we got 3.
For my personal account.
Okay, cool.
I'll just add those to the
pool.
pool.
Awesome.
So 3. We got 3.
Nice.
And we'll pick winners, and then tomorrow
Depends when it goes live, but yeah.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I'll handle sending them out.
Cool. Thank you.
Basically, the question is, what franchise do you think would be best served by becoming a MOBA? I've got a lot of strong feelings
good
on this.
question.
I'm really excited to hear what everyone says. Also, bonus hint, IGN actually wrote an article on this. So if you want any suggestions or
If you want
ideas,
some inspiration.
yeah, go ahead and check that one out. I have a strong feeling on what's going to be the number 1 sent one.
Yeah.
But
Listen,
that's all right.
yeah.
I'm not dropping it. And then this question is for the God Pack on PC. You have to tell us, aside from Smite, not Smite. If you send me Smite, I'm going to punch Brandon.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What is your most anticipated game this year? I'm just going to throw mine out there. Vince knows exactly what I'm going to say.
Yep.
Mortal Kombat X.
Yes, indeedy.
I am going to probably disappear into a cave and grow a huge beard.
Huger
beard. What's yours?
Probably Witcher 3.
Witcher 3. That's a
Yeah.
strong one.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat, Witcher 3 as well.
200
I thought
Yeah.
you were going to be Mortal Kombat X for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean I'm super looking forward
It's
to
just
it.
sooner.
Absolutely. It's coming sooner. I've already played it.
You're reviewing?
Yeah, I'm going to be reviewing it. Yeah.
Awesome.
So so I guess that's part of it as well. But no, the one Witcher 3 is I'm so stoked.
Yeah. I love like just riding out on a horse and like slaying stuff,
Yeah.
and there's a news story on IGN recently. It was The Witcher 3 could be 200 hours long.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I do not have that kind of time.
no, I don't either.
And I just smiled a
Yeah.
really big
Yeah.
smile. Just
I got my game for the next year.
exactly.
I'm
the
hyped
forever
for
game.
Mortal
It
Kombat X just because I have such an obsession with Thunder Gods, and Raiden is my favorite character in a fighting game, and he just looks so good in Mortal Kombat X.
You have such an obsession with Thunder Gods, you might also like Thor.
I do like Thor.
Strange.
I
Who-
bought his skin.
Or if you're into a different culture, maybe Shock.
yeah. And
Yeah.
guess who I've mastered? Thor and Shock.
Yeah.
There we go.
Shock and awe.
What? How shocking is that?
Oh
Oh.
You-
Gonna put my head
Hold
down
on,
in
did you say
shame.
mastered Shock? Is
Well,
it just
yeah,
1,
my-
2, 3?
my first the God Masteries.
like
get-
technically master.
Oh,
not,
technically,
not
okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah.
God, not like I learned how to use the ability. Yeah.
Like stand remotely near people and cycle
Yeah.
through your
Yeah.
abilities.
He was like one of the
Watch
first
everyone
And
melt.
then laugh.
Right, and laugh
say,
at everyone.
Say you move like a jaguar. Okay, cool. Well, that brings us
So
to
much pain in
the
it.
derailed station. That brings us to really what I want to talk about first is just lots hit PC.
Oh, yeah.
Last week and this week is coming up, but I think the big one everyone has noticed is the addition of Medusa.
Done. Yeah.
Oh, it's Medusa?
Yeah. Medusa. Yeah.
This whole time I thought it was Madonna.
Oh.
No.
Yeah. She's old
Very
enough.
different god.
Still very scary.
You talking about the pop star?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's old enough. She's
Okay.
up there. I just like how everyone. Yeah. No shots fired. But
Yeah.
we did
I know
it.
Madonna's gonna be like, I don't appreciate it.
Yeah. We all know Madonna's a big fan
Well,
of Godlike.
it was a nice podcast while it lasted,
Yeah.
guys.
Exactly.
I like how when we did the Let's Play of Medusa, everyone's like, oh, they stole this straight from Dota and Cassiopeia from League of Legends. I was like, No, like, Medusa is literally as old as time.
As
What
it
do you
turns out,
yeah.
Medusa's been around for a
Yeah,
while.
for a while. It just well, why did they have to make her ultimate as stones, turning people to stone?
It doesn't even work the same way as the damn Dota ult. It's totally different. It's
just
totally different.
I just like raged at my computer for like 5
Yeah.
minutes. I was like, how can you be so dumb?
Those two ults could not be more different from each other.
And Cassiopeia's it's similar, but it's Medusa. That's what she does. She turns
Yeah.
people to stone. How is it not going to be her ultimate? Like, get out of here.
The lore on her, actually, Hi-Rez did a really interesting thing, I guess, like way back in the like dev questions, right? Design questions. And somebody said like way back she was represented differently in sort of like the Greek mythology, but everybody knows her from Clash of the Titans, right? Like
Yep.
everyone knows her as the snake-haired archer, snake lady, turns people to stone with her eyes. So I'm really glad that they went that direction.
Yeah.
Because she's just so iconic now, right?
Sure.
But yeah, she does turn people to stone. We actually recorded a Let's Play of her.
Yep.
You and I just kind of sat down, ran through some bots real quick.
Yeah.
Joked around.
I did a good job of not cursing for 6 whole minutes.
Wow.
I know.
So
I'm
proud
a
of
big
you.
boy now.
My
Yeah.
boy's all grown up.
Yeah, it was good. It was really fun. He had a really, really awesomely missed ultimate on bots. It was
I
great.
did a really good job of not dropping an F-bomb right there.
That was so good.
Yeah, it was a good time. You can check that out on IGN.
We should talk a little bit about her moveset. Just a little brush on it.
Cool.
Instead of
Yeah, well, I mean, it's covered pretty in depth in the Let's Play, but for her abilities, her passive, just
I think that's the strongest thing about her.
then you haven't played her, so
Okay. Cool.
It's
This is
her-
awesome.
it's her
Let's just
number-
go.
it's
Oh,
her,
cool,
it's her
get
number
wrecked.
one. It's her number one.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. Okay.
No. Her passive is super strong, right? Like, she's got no movement penalty when she strafes. She's got no reduced movement penalty when she moves backwards. Really great
Huge deal.
for dodging.
I just think that's so huge.
For a hunter, that's huge.
yeah, I think it's gigantic.
yeah, makes her a good boxer, but she plays a lot like an assassin, which kind of tees up her number one ability, which is Viper Shot. Just ton of poison damage,
As well as increased attack speed.
yeah. And then 2 is kind of her lane clear. It's her acid spray. She pops the first thing, it explodes in a cone. Lacerate is her dash or initiation, and then her ult, of course, is
Turns people to stone.
just
Ooh,
like they
Brandon's
do
got the
in-
Mondays today.
just like they do in Dota. I'm super tired. Right
yeah,
now.
he's so
Very
sad.
tired. I'm very tired.
Who
Except
hurt
bring in
you,
the energy.
Brandon?
Bring in the
Who
energy.
hurt you?
Except her ult doesn't turn them into stone always. It turns them into stone if she kills them
Yeah.
with the ult. And the ult just does tons of damage, right?
If they're looking at her, she stuns them for like 2 seconds.
Right.
And then if she kills them while they're looking at him, they leaves a little statue on the battlefield, which is kind of rad.
Yeah.
I like
But what does that statue do?
Oh yeah,
It
if you
just sits there looking all imposing.
Right. So
but
that's
if you hit it with your acid spray, it triggers because the acid spray when you fire it, once it hits a target, it creates a cone behind the target you hit. So you can actually hit the statues with the acid spray
Yep.
and then do a cone
Little
behind
pro
it.
tip.
Okay, cool. No, that's neat. But yeah, that doesn't work anything like the Medusa's ult in
I have no
in
idea.
Dota 2. Yeah.
I've
Oh, yeah.
never even-
I'm just saying to the people who are like, "Oh, it's a ripoff."
Yeah.
It's not a ripoff.
Well,
that
it's just
ult
that's
does
just
not
a
work at all the same
really
way.
dumb statement in general. Like all the characters from Heroes of New Earth or Dota or League of Legends don't share similar traits. Like there's lots of characters who they have this massive ultimate that if you kill someone during it, it resets the cooldown until you don't kill anyone with
Yeah,
it.
in Dota 2, her ultimate is a counter initiation. It's like if basically she starts the stare, and if people are looking at her, they will be slowed. If they stay looking at her for more than I think it's 1.5 seconds, they will be turned to stone, which is basically a long duration stun.
Oh, wow.
During which they'll take pure damage from any of her
Yeah.
any of her spells. But like the whole point is like someone else initiates on your team, and then you counter that by doing the Medusa ult because that makes everyone want to turn away and
push.
run.
Yeah,
Forces
to
it.
push away.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way here,
Yeah.
right? Like I mean, there is a build up on that ult, right? Like
Yeah.
she starts the green lasers come out and she starts kind of doing this like any club scene from an action movie in the 90s.
Yeah,
They're
pretty
just like
sure.
green lasers through smoke everywhere. And then you see that and it's really actually kind of easy to turn around.
Yeah.
I was playing an arena and I saw Medusa was doing that to a Rom and Rom just like doop, turned around, it went off. Sorry, you probably didn't hear that. He turned around, it went off, and then he turned back around and killed her. So,
Yeah. You just got to know how to fight it.
Yeah.
I think people that get all up in arms about characters and gods sharing movesets from other games are just it's just ridiculous because it's tons of it. Like Scylla has the reset execution ultimate. Darius has it on League of Legends. Axe from Dota has
Axe,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Culling Blade.
it gets old for me at least.
Yeah, no, I'm totally.
That's why I don't care.
Yeah.
Yup.
I spend a lot of time in the comments section.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, we love our comments.
Yeah. Well, actually, people that watch our show are usually really nice.
Yeah,
in the
actually,
comments.
there's really nothing. I mean, we had a guy that wanted to give away his alpha codes.
Yeah.
It's a pretty supportive community.
It's not the godlike comment sections I stay away from. It's the generic. Like when we just did a let's play, people were like, it's Medusa's copying Medusa from Dota. I just want to just gouge my eyes out. Sorry, yeah,
We can
tirade.
We can talk about it later.
Brandon on the Mondays.
Kyle going off on comments.
Every day, yeah.
Why can't we just be happy like me?
yeah. I haven't started drinking yet.
Yeah, new God skins and written in stone. Athena Liberté. That was not out last week. It'll be out this week after the French region exclusivity. Medusa's recolor is Black Gorgon. Thor got the same treatment as sort of Freya with the cool Norse winged Valhalla.
He looks awesome.
Lots of lightning and gold. Pretty sweet.
Bought that immediately
Vulcan
as well. Bought
got
that immediately.
The Sauron skin, I
Yeah,
guess
kinda,
you could call it.
kinda.
He's just like this big,
Warforged.
tanky, magma-covered monster.
He's rad.
And then Vamana's, I'm gonna butcher this so bad, Cangasero. It's apparently it's like
You just offended somebody somewhere.
yeah, my apologies. They were like bandits in like northern Brazil, I guess in that area.
Oh,
so-
the northern Brazilian bandits. Yeah, I've heard a
way-
lot about
way
them.
back in the day. Kind of a cool little looking skin.
Such a pain they were.
Yeah, they do. He does look cool.
Ward skins. Box cat is amazing. It's a cat in a box. What more could you want?
gotta
Did you see how much he perked up over the box cat? Like he's been serious, like Droopy the dog, hate everything, and he's like box cat.
Box cat.
It's very exciting for me.
This is the box cat episode.
This is the box cat of episode 4, the box cat.
I thought it was
the other
episode
thing,
4, A New Hope.
The other thing they really added in written in stone that I'm loving right now is the clan system. Because I roll with a group of people and they were all in a clan. I never really wanted to join it just because I didn't really ever care. Clans didn't really do much for me. But now with the clan system, you actually earn like a currency, like a clan currency for winning matches and playing together. They add like a modifier to that. So you're basically stockpiling this currency, and it will increase the level of your clan, and then you can have more members of your clan, or somewhere down the road they said, Hi-Rez said you could get like special unlocks at some point.
It sounds like an application of the World of Warcraft guild leveling system, where you get specific rewards for leveling up and grouping together and defeating stuff together and achieving things together.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it's really good. It works really well. I think it's a good idea.
So if you're looking for clans, you can join one. You can search for one now. If you're a lone wolf out there, you don't really know who. They have a pretty cool search clan function that you can use. Jump in on that. Find a clan that's open with open invites, or apply.
Are we gonna start a godlike clan?
We could.
We could.
I think it's an idea.
I think it's a good idea.
I think we should jot that one down.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I
Godlike
mean,
clan.
well, if you want to.
I'll jot it down. You
it.
say it's important.
He's not even writing
I'm
anything. He's
jotting
just
it
drawing
down.
pictures of poop.
I just wrote the word godlike as if it's not branded on everything.
He just does a squiggle. It's not even a
Godline
word.
clan question mark?
Question mark.
There you go.
Asterisk. Asterisk.
Yeah, so clans gain levels. We covered that. And the other thing I really like is that each week, clans have like a quest that you can do.
Nice.
Sort of like, I think this week's was really simple, like win 50 matches as a clan.
Oh.
Which gets knocked out really quick when you have 30 people doing it, right? But it's cool. I like that. It adds something else to the game when after you hit level 30 and after you've mastered all the gods you really play, now you're just grinding out worshippers for diamond skins, and you're just grinding out favor to purchase those skins. So add something else to the mix that I really enjoy. Balance changes. Tusky the boar. Artemis's
Tusky.
boar. Now you can kind of got a cone so you can aim it.
Yeah, that's one of the
that's
reasons
cool.
I like that too, because that's one of the reasons why I haven't really gotten into Artemis. I mean, like I'm still playing all different characters and trying to settle on like a class and a role that kind of works for me. But I'm trying everyone right now, and Artemis like seems really cool. I want to get into Artemis, but one of the reasons I couldn't is just because I don't like that my big ability that my ult it has a random factor.
It's RNG.
Yeah,
right?
I don't like that at all.
You walk into a group of 3 people and you pop that thing, and he goes to the absolutely wrong person.
Wrong
for
target.
the moment.
I don't play Artemis, so I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, don't know anything.
Yeah. I mean, basically, her ultimate, she pops her boar, and it stuns, and then it chain stuns to other players.
Oh, okay.
So it's not uncommon to see Artemis, like, pop her steroid, pop her boar, and then just start killing people in line as the boar hits them. Like
Oh,
they're
wow.
stunned, and she can drop you in 4 hits.
I should try it.
Yeah,
I should try it.
she's good. So yeah, that is very much more helpful
Yeah.
than it used to be. God, I'm tired.
You're.
And I think compared to some of the other hunters, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, she wasn't getting quite as much love.
I don't know. I feel like she was always kind of like the. She was always open, right? Like she was one of the base gods you get when you first start. I mean, I don't remember. It's been so long.
I don't remember. I bought the God Pack right as I started playing Smite.
Ah, okay.
Right, but I mean, competitively, isn't she a little more over, or at least in terms of
Oh, yeah,
popularity
you
online?
don't
You don't see Artemis.
You don't really see her in competitive.
And I think that's one of the reasons why.
She doesn't
Oh,
have
absolutely.
an escape.
Yeah.
She doesn't have an escape.
Right, there's that too.
And
Sure,
then the
absolutely.
randomness of the ult,
Yeah,
I
and
think
the
is
RNG.
super crippling.
Right. Well, hopefully, maybe you'll see the Artemis army grow a little bit now.
That'd be cool. I'm always happy to hear that there's a. I really hate when there's such a cast in stone meta where you're like, nope, if you're a marksman, you're only playing these 3 guys.
Yep.
So hearing that it'll open up is always really good for diversity.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching the Smite Pro League this weekend. It was the end of the spring split, and now the winners are going into LAN, and there was a lot of like picks that aren't usually picked, and it was really refreshing to watch, actually, like seeing an Isis in mid or something that you don't normally see, right? Anyway, back to things. I'm just going through like some of the keynote ones. Bakasura, his leap sometime would do a double leap. That's fixed. It's not a huge thing, but it bothered the hell out of me as a Bakasura player. Hu Yi, his ricochet, the buildup has been removed off of it. So
It's
now
instant cast now?
I don't know if it's. I haven't tried it since they fixed it, but apparently now the buildup is gone, so you can focus more on the ricochet rather than the buildup and then the ricochet. Excuse me, and then the ricochet. Like they're removing some of the more tedious elements and just focusing on that skill portion of it. You know.
Yeah, because that skill seemed a little bit unnecessarily ungainly to use.
Yeah. Kumbhakarna charges 0.3 seconds faster. That's always nice when you see the giant man running at you. Thor's Anvil of Dawn, his ultimate.
Yep.
They added so this is super cool, like a quality of life change. Before we get into this, let's just talk. Shibalanke, his Rising Jaguar now doesn't go as high to give it. It was never a jump or a leap. It was always a dash. So people were like, well, I'm 25 feet in the air. Why can't I go over this dumb Thor wall or something?
Right.
Because it's not a jump, it's a dash. So now they lowered the height of it just to make it more aesthetically unified.
Visually, it indicates more what the utility and use of it is. That's
Right.
good.
So quality of life, in Written in Stone, they added the timer on Thor's ult, right? You go up in the air, you're spinning your hammer, you're looking on where you're going to dunk, and then you see your cursor, you're moving it around, and you don't really know how much time you have left if you're a new Thor player, if you haven't played Thor a bunch. Like me, sometimes I still drop the timer. Now, what they did was they added a timer on the little actual reticle that you're moving on.
Oh,
around.
cool.
Super
So you
smart.
can see it move like sort
That's
of
smart design.
clockwise or
That's really
counterclockwise.
smart design.
I hope they eventually add that to like Thanatos and Sun Wukong and like other people.
Funny you mentioned that, Vince. So this week's patch, called Unseen Torment,
Oh boy!
is that right there.
Is it this paper?
It's that paper right there. Unseen Torment. So apparently the reaction to that change was good. They're adding it to just about everybody else.
That goes airborne?
Yeah, well, airborne, or like Arachnes is getting it as well. Hades' ult is getting it. Ymir's ult is getting it. Where instead of like a timer, it's like a pulse from the center that goes out to the edges. And once it hits the edges...
Now with Ymir, is that going to be visible to opponents as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't believe so. But apparently they're adding it to like Rom as well, where like he goes up in the air, and then you'll see the timer on the ground, which is super cool because he can vary his shots.
Sure.
And so I'm always sitting here waiting, like, all right, well, when are you going to come down? Because as soon as you come down, I've got something for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
I'm waiting patiently. This week's patch, not as big as last week's, with good reason. Medusa came out, so now we've got a couple new skins. Shibalanke is getting a ninja skin, finally. Shinobulanke, which is amazing.
Dang, you did a really good job first time saying that.
Thank you. I've been literally practicing it for like since I saw the patch notes last week.
Shinobulanke.
Shimbanana Loki? No. Shinobulanke. He's getting the ninja skin. Bologna is getting a demon skin, which I feel is very appropriate.
Yeah, she is a nightmare.
And then they're obviously getting new voice packs. Bologna Wave and Clap, Medusa Wave and Clap, Sylvanas Wave and Clap in the emote section. Nothing big there. I really think that's sort of the, some other quality of life stuff, some UI stuff. Oh, Magi's Blessing. That's the other big one. Magi's Blessing is that item that you buy that puts the bubble on you, and so it eats 1 hard CC. Now, if you're already immune to CC, while you have your bubble on, it will no longer eat your bubble. It used to be a deal for me. Like I get hit with an Ares chain or something, and then instinctively I'd pop beads right when I need to.
Yeah.
But then it would eat both, right? Something
horrible.
like that. So another quality of life change there. Thank you, High Res. Appreciate that. That's PC patches.
Yeah, man.
That's a lot of stuff coming. A lot
Yeah.
of changes, and most of them I'm really enjoying right now. I played almost all weekend.
Sick. And hopefully, like we're on the Xbox side, we'll see those shortly because I think we're just 1 patch behind now, right? We're pretty close.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
getting pretty tight.
But the Xbox also just recently got a patch as well.
So everyone on the Xbox gets to experience the nightmare that is Bologna.
Bologna pre-patch.
Yeah, Bologna is everywhere, and she is terrible and really hard to fight. And then the big thing on the Xbox is obviously the fact that you can now play Conquest against other players.
Yeah,
which
matchmaking. Yep.
That's really good because, Conquest is like
That's the bread and butter.
the bread and butter, the archetype MOBA map, the 3 lanes, here's the jungle, here's objectives. I'm really excited for it. I'd like to see whether there's going to be, a distinctive Xbox One meta versus like a PC meta.
I almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
We were playing this weekend, and there are some gods that are my go-to gods on PC. Like, if I'm having a bad day and I really just need to wreck face, I got a god I can go to. And then on Xbox, it's different for me.
Yeah.
Like, there are some I do better with.
I don't play Apollo on PC, and I was doing really well with Apollo on the Xbox. I don't know why it is. I really like him. He's really fun. I seem to understand him. His moveset seem to work really well with the controllers. I just really would like to see, like, once there's a bigger community on Xbox One and Conquest is out for a while, like, what is the standard meta? What are we going to expect in gameplay?
And it also depends on the degree to which. So for a lot of people playing Smite on Xbox One, for a lot of people that's going to be their first MOBA.
Yeah.
So you're going to see a lot of
Things that don't make sense.
Things that don't make sense, things that are unconventional, things that are weird, and you'll be like, why is this happening? Like, why did I just get hit with this? Like, no one does this.
It's almost kind of cute. Like, we were playing this weekend, and, like, I don't remember what it was particularly, but I did have that moment. I was like, God, I hope you're having fun. Bless your little heart.
You're making fun of me?
No, not
Oh,
you.
I was like, okay, fighting words. I see how that's going.
People we were playing with, yeah.
Yeah, well, there was a couple times you're like, why are you doing this? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It works.
Because I'm having fun. All right.
Yeah, it's
All right.
working.
Yeah, I played a bunch of matches on Xbox One this weekend, and my God, there was only one match. I only won one match this weekend, and I was very sad. And the reason is because every single match except for the one that my team won, before I heard the words minions have spawned, I heard the words first blood.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was never my team getting it.
Yeah,
Like,
people are like, I just want to fight.
I just want to fight. I just want to
You
run
see-
the middle of nowhere.
You see Loki running down mid lane just as fast as
Yeah.
he can towards the other base.
That's not how you play
Like,
him.
no.
In one of my games, my entire team but me wiped before the minions came out, and I was like, I can't. And like, there was another game where I'm like, yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm in lane. I'm like, I'm like level 7. I'm like, wait a minute, how come the whole team is level 11? And look at the scoreboard, and like our Bakasura is like 0-12 at like the 8-minute mark or something, at the 10-minute mark.
You just
and
want
I'm
to
like,
rage.
them growing pains.
Yep.
It also made me super happy that you were like, I played Odin, and I love Odin because I love playing Odin.
Oh yeah, Odin's hella fun.
Yeah,
I'm having fun with Odin.
He gets written off as not being super.
Yeah, that is something I
I
think is
said
cool.
that one time. I just said.
Well, it's not just you. There's
he
people
kind
all
of
in the
It's
forums.
not true. He sends me text messages like, Odin sucks really bad,
seriously,
just
like,
to make my day worse.
2:00 in the morning. I know he's in bed. And he's here, pink, pink, and he looks over all groggy-eyed, and it's like,
Odin's
L2P
whack.
Odin.
Learn to play Odin. Odin sucks.
No, but it's one of the nice things about when a game comes to a new platform is that people don't have these preconceived notions of the characters anymore,
Yeah.
and so they're willing to give things a shot that a lot of more serious players have given up on. And I can tell you from like a lot of Dota, sometimes when players give up like that because of like one nerf, a lot of times it's reactionary and just kind of knee jerk, like oh god, this cooldown got increased by 0.5 seconds, character's ruined, completely unplayable. And then like a person who doesn't know what the old version of the character comes, like looks at it and says, hey, look, there's this tool set, this is what you can still do with it. And that was like me with Odin. Like I played a bunch of Odin this weekend, and totally. I mean, I think he falls off really hard in the late game. But I mean, like, if you get some early kills,
Oh, dude, in
He
early
snowballs into the mid game really nicely.
in early game he's super strong.
Yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
use that to your advantage and get those kills early game, in mid game he's just a monster.
Yeah, because you're literally just doing full charged Raven shields into slam and just
Yep.
exploding
Yeah,
people
yeah.
like
Oh,
instantly.
it's so fun.
Yeah, it's so fun.
good.
400 points of damage on a mage, no
Yep.
big deal.
No big
Yeah.
deal, exactly. You just explode them and put up your, put up
Put
the
up your rings.
spears and
Yeah.
I
Dunzo,
love
call it
Odin.
a day.
He's
takes.
really fun.
Yeah, love it.
So Xbox One, it's the Battlefrost patch that we're on right now, right?
Yes.
So that's the one where Bologna was introduced. Now Conquest mode is in there for
Uh-huh.
Xbox One players.
Yep.
And like we were discussing earlier, that is sort of the marquee.
Absolutely.
The marquee mode. So I'm curious to see what the reaction is. It does take a lot more communication, and something, I always knew like the potential for it was there with Xbox just having baked in chat, right? But it wasn't until like I was playing at your place this weekend. Well, you have your Kinect set up.
Yeah.
I don't have my Kinect set up to pull voice.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize like
People talk.
people just hear you and
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there playing Arena. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And then someone was like, hey, I wanted the buffs. I'm like, oh my God, you can hear me. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. I'm so
You're
sorry.
like, I hate you. I hate your family. He's
Here,
like, I'm sorry,
Let me
dude."
tell you why I said that.
Yeah, that happens to me. Or I get a lot of people like they'll chat, or because we streamed Smite and Hi-Res gave us all the skins. I always get, hacker, why are you hacking?
Oh,
I
do you?
report. Yeah, I had one person was like, me and my whole party reported you for hacking. You're not supposed to have that skin. I was like, okay, that's cool, but they're gonna see that I got given it by Hi-Res. Thanks for trying.
Yep.
Brandon, you're making me so sad today.
I'm not. I'm good. Talking about Smite, life is pretty good. Which actually that comment that you just made kind of brings us into
The toxicity you bring to the table,
Dude,
Kyle.
I was gonna put out this awesome segue, and you just like crushed it. You ruined it for me, Kyle.
Stomped all over his sandcastle.
Get used to it.
Yeah, seriously, you jerk, you big jerk. No, that does bring up a comment. So we've been doing this. This is what week. This is episode 4.
Yep.
We've been doing this for almost 2 months now. With the way that the episodes hash out. And in that time, a lot of the comments that we get are about people in the community, either saying how great the Smite community is or how awful the Smite community is. They're really kind of, black and white. I think what it is people who are new to MOBAs, right? People who are, whether it be the Xbox One or whether it be the PC, since it's a free-to-play game, your barrier for entry is really low, regardless of who you are.
Sure.
And I think once they get in there, they don't realize, like, this is just sort of what inherently comes from a super competitive, team-oriented game.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. There are no other games, there are no other genres where you have to work this intimately and this tightly with 4 other people against a coordinated group of 5 other people. Like, sure, there's objective-based, team-based shooters, but they
right, like Halo comes to mind.
Sure, right. Like, but they do not require the same level of map knowledge, the same level of team cohesion as a MOBA does. Just not even close.
Yeah,
It's
because
not
one
even
guy with a
comparable.
rocket launcher can kill 5 people at once.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
that's just not how MOBAs work. If a team does a full like 5-man, ace, wipe of the other team,
Right.
That was the culmination of a lot of teamwork and tons of little factors that came together for the first 10 minutes of the match that made that happen. So I think people aren't used to that. So because of that, they're not used to how their little mistakes, can compound and make a game not unwinnable for their team, but can handicap their team. And
I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say unwinnable. There are times.
there are times when it does.
Yeah.
Like I just gave a perfect example of where our Bakasor, our jungler is going like is like
0-37.
0-10.
Yeah.
Like literally, they're dying once a minute. Like how's that even possible? At like the 10-minute, I don't even know how they did
It's
that.
the Leroy Jenkins of Smite.
Right.
He's
I'm
just
not
like-
even mad.
he's like,
I'm actually kind of impressed.
don't worry, guys, I got this, and just go straight for their Titan. No towers, don't matter.
Yeah.
And then we absolutely. I mean, we can't win.
Yeah,
we
that's
just
true.
can't win that game at that point.
Yeah, I have very strong feelings about toxicity in the MOBA community.
Well, let's hear it.
I played a lot of League of Legends. I'm not a pro. I was pretty good. And
Pretty good.
no, yeah, by pretty good I mean
all right.
I'm all right. But
Yeah.
the community in the League of Legends community just seems so much more toxic than the Smite community. And I think like what you mentioned, you said there was either or. Like people are like, "Oh, the Smite community is amazing," and then there's people like, "The Smite community sucks." That's the difference between people that came from other MOBAs who think the Smite community is amazing, and the people who are just first trying their first MOBA and they're like, "The Smite community sucks." It's because they haven't had that exposure to realize that the Smite community is actually pretty helpful.
Yeah.
When I first started playing Smite, I didn't know anything, and everyone was like oh, hey, next time you shouldn't pick that role. You can go in that lane. This is more suited to this lane. And in League, I feel like I would immediately get, what the F, noob? GG, forfeited 20, you're done.
I think to be fair, there is still, a modicum of that in Smite.
Well, yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm not saying it's perfect. Yeah. But I feel like the Smite community just seems...
Is that because it's younger?
I think the Smite community is older. I'd be interested to see what the median age in the Smite community is.
Oh, no, I mean the game itself, but that's an interesting point as well.
Well, yeah, I think League of Legends itself has a really young, and this isn't to bash League of Legends. I love League of Legends. It's a great game. I just stopped playing it because of the toxicity.
Yeah.
I just think Smite might have a lot older of a average gamer age of like a player base.
Yeah.
And I think League of Legends is a lot younger just because of the scale of the game. It's a lot bigger. I also think a big issue in why the communities are super toxic in MOBAs is the rise of things like Twitch. So you have these people that like all they want to do is play League, and all they do is watch these pro players, and they think that because the pro players can do it, that they can do it, and everyone else they play with should be playing like that.
Sure.
And that's not the case at all. The pro player can do it because he's playing 12 hours a day at, top master tier level.
And he's also got 4 other pro players on his team. So
exactly.
To help make him better.
That's a good point. And I will caution that with we did an episode, last episode we gave advice saying watch pro players, watch what they do.
Yeah.
But the thing you have to understand is also watch that for information. Watch that for guidelines. Try to emulate, sure, but don't expect your results to be the exact same.
That's
right?
like saying it's like those intramural football stars. They're like, I watch NFL every weekend, or those like guys who watch UFC every weekend and think they're pro fighters. Nope, that's not how it happens. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background.
And moreover, it's not only to have your realistic expectations of yourself, but it's to have realistic expectations of your teammates. I mean, like just because you've watched lots of pro Smite and you know what the meta is there doesn't mean that everyone else does, and that you can't just expect your teammates in a random pickup group to know what you know.
This is a perfect example because right now the meta has basically changed, right, for Season 2. I mean, Season 2 started weeks ago, but we get into Conquest, and I'm still not exactly sure. There are times where I'm like, all right, where am I supposed to be right now, So things are changing, things are fluid, and, like, there are people who are on Reddit forums, right, or they're on Smite Game forums, or they're on Twitch or YouTube, and they're watching these professional players and everything they're doing, so they're up to the minute. Anytime something changes, right, like, do you buy a ward now? Do you buy a potion now, right? Down to these minute, like how to spend 50 gold and win. Like the staggering, mind-blowing stuff. And they're up to that. And I myself included, and the vast majority of the Smite community also isn't. So I think expectations, right? Managing your own expectations. Managing what you expect from other people. It's a really broad topic, right? But I would like to, at least if we get anything out of it, try to maybe provide some tips on how people can. You're never gonna change the community,
and you can't be perfect and not get mad. Yeah, it's okay to get mad.
It's okay to be upset. It's just also how you have to understand that these are actual human beings on the other end of your monitor, and they deserve your respect as well. So I think really going into it, like what are some? We've all been playing. We've all caught the toxicity. I've raged on more than one occasion.
Oh yeah, I've been so mad
after
before.
It's over, I'm like, this is just a game. Like, what are you doing? But I think there are all things that we can do, right, to try.
The number one thing, you said it earlier. What's the number one thing you should take advantage of?
Is the mute button.
The mute button.
And it's not.
I'm friends with the mute button.
Yeah.
It's not a slight either, right? Like everyone's like, well, don't mute him because then But like one thing I learned as I got older is like the more negativity in your life, the worse it is. Like,
I don't have time for it.
I don't. Yeah, me too.
I don't have time for it.
I like the fact the Xbox One version has an option in the menu to mute all.
Mute all. That's cool. That's cool. I mean, it's a little
heavy-handed.
Yeah, things are people
Brandon
screaming on the other end of the wall.
Brandon's pretty sure he had a stroke right there. He's like, I heard noises.
I heard someone scream on the other end of the wall. I was about to jump to action. Mute all. Maybe. Problem is like the Xbox is great because you can mute individual players, right?
Yeah.
But on the PC version, yeah, man, like I have zero BS tolerance.
No,
now.
yeah.
Like I get killed or something, and someone just goes bye, bye, bye,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, well, you're muted.
Yep. Muted. Enjoy shouting into the empty space
Yep.
that is the internet.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the thing is like, sure, we might be missing some communication, but somebody who's gonna like ironically or sarcastically congratulate me because I screwed up or I did something wrong.
Yeah.
Or
No.
someone who's gonna call me an effing noob because I, dropped a buff or something like that. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Nobody got time for that. Yeah, that's specifically why I left League of Legends. I just
Yeah.
thought it was too lenient on the people that are the most toxic. I feel like it should be like, toxicity, like a solid toxicity report should be 1 strike, and then you're put with all the other toxic people. And then AFK and DCing should be 3 strikes. Like if you consistently show you AFK or DC, you should be thrown with the rest of the people that play like that.
Yeah, there's a report system in Smite. I don't know how effective it is. I don't think I've ever met anyone who was actually banned
No, I don't.
for it outside of things that are like horrendous, right? Like
Yeah, super horrendous stuff.
awful stuff.
I just think we also have a unique perspective that we're a bunch of old dudes who play this game. Well, we're not that old, but
Hey,
we,
come
well,
on, man.
we're old
I'm pretty
guys.
old. I'm pretty old.
But I mean, in the terms that
Young at heart.
we don't have a lot of hours to play, so all of our hours we do have to play are super valuable. And then when you're spending like 30 minutes in a game that's just garbage with a bunch
Yeah.
of toxic people, it's really impactful.
Yeah.
Given that that's what 1/8 of the time you have to play.
Sure.
Whereas some of these younger people might have 12 hours to play the game, and 30 minutes doesn't mean anything to them.
And I also, that's totally true. And I think another big note that I would want to put forth to anyone who's ever been tempted to talk smack or get at someone online who's making a mistake or they don't know how to play, you're only making your own experience worse, because what happens is people make mistakes and then they get yelled at. The second they get yelled at, they either quit
Or they go on tilt.
or they
turn
go on
off.
tilt,
Yeah.
or they mute you, and then you now have no opportunity to coach them. You have no opportunity to teach them.
Right.
And then what you're doing is you're slowing the rate at which the community gets better at the game.
Yep.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you
What a meta picture
yeah,
you
exactly.
just created.
if you instead take that opportunity to be friendly and say, hey, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but this is what could have happened, or this is how that might have gone, or this is what you could have done.
Or this is what you could have bought.
Right, this is what you could have bought, and then totally not snarky and totally not in a
Yeah,
judgmental
there's
way.
a difference between this is what you could have and you should have bought.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a huge difference in how
Absolutely.
you present it.
I remember
But-
when I first started getting into it, sorry to cut you
No,
off, I
it's
was
okay.
playing
You're a
with
bad person.
Alfredo, and yeah, I know that, with Alfredo and his friends, and they kept talking about beads, and they're like, hey, Kyle, you know what beads are, like this is what they're for. And I was like, oh my god, I am so stupid for not buying that, thank you for telling me, as opposed to, why are you dumb noob, why aren't you using these, blah blah blah. I feel like
beats.
yeah,
GG
GG
beats.
beads, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're frustrated that people around you don't know how to play, and that the average person that you run into in randos doesn't know how to play,
Yeah.
then
Help them.
Take the time to educate them. If every person who just trolls or like griefs people who don't know what they're doing instead turned around and educated someone in that situation, this problem would disappear inside of a year.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
agreed.
Yeah, and I think it sounds corny and cliche and cheesy, is however you want to present it. But I mean, even just kind of being vocal at the start of a game,
Oh, yeah.
optimistically vocal. I mean, the V system is there. It's got like crap built into it for this. VVGL, good luck. VVGF, have fun. Even just open up that chat, like, hey guys, just be vocal.
That's something I picked up from StarCraft that I do in almost any multiplayer game. It's just start of the game /
GLHF.
all. GLHF.
Yep.
Good luck, have fun.
Yep.
And then at the end of the game, even if it's a terrible game and you hate it and you hate everyone in the server, GG well played.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I always, I can't say that. I don't always do it. Sometimes I let it get the better of me, but usually always GGWP after every game.
I agree.
Yep.
And then move on to the next one. Don't even give it another thought. But we really have to thank Mark for this topic coming up. Mark wrote in, and so we'll be sending him a God pack. Mark, check your email. Should be coming to you.
I already sent it
shortly. Kyle's on top of it.
Done.
Mark, check your email. It's in there now.
Yeah.
Now hurry.
But yeah, he was saying, he started playing 3 months ago. It hooked him immediately. He fell in love with it. The more he played it, I think we spoke earlier about how playing a new MOBA is like going through the 9 circles of hell, right? Like every circle is you realize how much more there is to learn and how little you actually know.
Yeah.
But he was saying at some point, he ran into that toxicity and he ran into players really not trying to play. and then the game just explodes essentially, right?
Yeah.
Like people aren't actually trying to play the objectives, trying to work together as a team. They're just in it to get their Loki ult kills.
Yeah. Score. I cannot say the phrase I usually say, but people that are way scoreboard obsessed, they're like, they think. I got this in a lot of World of Warcraft battlegrounds, but it's like they think it's deathmatch. So they think the fact that they're 15-0,
Right.
but the team is still losing means they're better than everyone else. No, you're catering to the scoreboard.
It's a team game.
Yeah, it's a team game.
I think a lot of it's the same reason why people don't really want to play support, right? Because it's not the sexy role.
Yeah, I've
Although-
got so much trauma from playing supports across so much game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm totally what I'm going to settle into. I'm playing everything right now because I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
But what I will certainly settle into is Guardians because I'm a support player through and through in every
That
MOBA
was
that
weak.
I play. Yeah.
That was the weakest high five I've ever
I
done.
was
fine.
worried like the clap was gonna deafen everyone
We didn't wanna-
at home, and then you did like the Wonder
we
Twins
kinda just
thing.
touched
No,
Yeah,
we
that
did
was-
it. We
it
did
was
it. We did
perfect.
it for the crowd. We didn't want. We care about you at home. We didn't want to injure
Yeah.
your ears with our Herculean strength. No, but I'm
Champion of
totally. I'm totally about those support characters. But what I think is cool that Smite does that helps in terms. And this kind of feeds into the community theme too. One thing that I don't understand why Dota doesn't do is that there's that problem with the scoreboard, right? Everyone looks. If you're a good support player in Dota, you might be 4 or like 2 and 5
Yep.
with like 8 assists or something.
Totally okay to go
and
negative.
it's totally okay to go negative
Yeah.
because you did 1,000 little things that helped your team win.
Exactly.
But there's no recognition for that statistically. I think
Yeah.
it's interesting that in Smite
Well,
in Smite there is.
They give you
Assist.
most assists.
Yeah, they give you there's assists, but they even don't
Wards
they even
placed.
track siege damage, wards placed.
Yeah.
So they track these other things that other games should track but don't. So you really feel at the end of the day when you play a good support game,
Yep.
you can point and say, "Hey, look, this is what I did, and this is how I helped the team
I
win."
matter. I
I
matter.
matter because we all know, all good players all know that vision wins games.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But
absolutely,
it's like
yeah.
not without having something to point to and say, "Look, I provided this much vision."
Yeah.
It's tough to feel like you really contributed, or that you have ammunition against the people who are like, "Oh, you just fed, noob." Like, it's
Yeah.
like, no, I gave you visibility all game. Like I helped. I matter too. So.
Yeah,
I think
that
helps.
assist
And-
number is like the percentage of your involvement in team total kills compared to the assists. So like 40 kills and you had 30 assists. That's great.
That's insane.
Oh yeah. I will definitely take a tank that goes 1, 4, and 30.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
one that goes
6, 1, and nothing.
10, 11, and 4.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure. Absolutely.
I actually this is really interesting. I think we should maybe scratching a topic for next week or for
Absolutely.
next episode to
About
talk,
supporting.
to talk about roles.
roles
totally
definitely.
But yeah, we're actually almost out of time. So anyway, I just wanted to say thank you, Mark, for writing in. I hope some of our tips about the community might help.
If not, we gave a lot of experienced input.
yeah, we did. So
I tried to
if you can't build something out of that,
Yeah.
no, keep at it. Stay optimistic, and remember, it's just a game.
It's literally a game. If you're not having fun, stop playing.
Yep.
Yep.
This is literally time you will never get.
Yeah.
Like we said in the was it the first episode? You will never make money off this game.
Yeah. No, yeah. People are like, I'm going to go out and be a pro player. Yeah.
No,
Go
you're
and
not.
open a restaurant. You're more than likely to be successful at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two quick takeaways for everyone from the community thing is use the mute button and be the change you want to be in the community.
Be the
Who
change you
invited
wanna
Gandhi
see.
over
I
here?
know, right?
Be the change you want to see in the world.
Cool. Well, we are just about out of time. Did we give away the question?
We did, yeah, right at the beginning, remember?
The both of them?
Yeah, so the question for the
Wanna
Xbox
rehash
One
those?
alpha code, yeah, what franchise do you think would be best served becoming a MOBA? The question for the God Pack on PC is, aside from Smite, what is your most anticipated game of the year?
Yep. And if you want both, you can put both in the same email.
Yep.
Just let us know your
Yep.
answers, and we will get in touch with the ones that we select.
Oh, yeah, and follow us on Twitter. We're going to be giving away a bunch of...
Oh yeah, that's right. So we've got a lot of God and Skin unlocked. So you should probably you want to do that this week?
Yeah, IGN Arena and our personal ones. I'm sure we can toss a couple to our personal ones to give away on there.
Yeah. Do you want to plug?
Yeah. Yep. So mine is at Kyle. Our IGN Arena is IGN_Arena.
Yep. Follow both of those on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Brandon Tyrell.
And I'm on Twitter at Vincognito. That's VINCOGNEATO.
Yeah.
And you can find this on IGN Arena's YouTube channel.
Yes.
You can find it on iTunes,
Yes.
the podcast area where
Yeah.
they keep the other sound files that you can download and listen to for amusement.
Yes, sir.
that area as well.
Yep.
Anything else we're missing?
We love you all.
We do.
We
deeply.
do.
We do.
Romantically.
Yeah, definitely romantically. I think
Well,
we have a really good community
I think
that follow us.
we should see how it goes.
Let's
No,
take it-
no,
let's take it
I'm
slow.
already committed.
Right.
I don't.
Not afraid of commitment, ladies. All right, guys. Well, for Kyle, Vince, and myself, thank you so much for watching yet again. We appreciate you tuning in every week. And until next time,
Yep. See you then.
thanks for watching.
Stay godlike.
Ooh.